Today on the channel, we head back to the Walmart exclusive Monday Night Wars line. For the first time in the line, Steve Blackman.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE WCW Monday Night Wars unboxing and review. We continue on with the latest wave with a first time, hopefully not last time in the line, Steve Blackman. But for all your Steve Blackman needs, better hit up Walmart. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And you know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Steve Blackman, a most wanted character for a lot of people. A lot of people loving the Attitude Era days, the Brawl for All days, and so on and so on. Steve Blackman, by no means probably a Hall of Famer in the WWE, but definitely a memorable performer, a moment in time if there ever was one. And this one representing a couple of moments in time where we get a little bit of the Karate Master. We get his time as the Hardcore Champion. We also get his Cheesehead persona there. Now if we just had an Al Snow to go along with this one. So a lot of meat on this Steve Blackman bone. Would hate to see this to be the only Steve Blackman figure that Mattel does make. I think we can get at least one more. And we'll do some former Steve Blackman figure comparisons later in this video. This isn't the first time he's had an action figure. But pretty fun to get this in the WCW Monday Night Wars line, this Steve Blackman here. Part of the X-Pac Build-A-Figure wave as well. Now let's dive into it here. We got Steve Blackman in the package, looking pretty good, Monday Night Wars line. I actually found this in a store. I was traveling the byroads, the highways and byways of Missouri. And as we always say, Missouri loves company, as we know. And I believe it was Cameron, Missouri was the town. They have a little Walmart there. I walked in, they had two Steve Blackman on the shelves, nothing else, just these two. Have no idea what was going on there, but I had to pick it up. There's no doubt about it. Looking good, Steve Blackman, X-Pac on the top, Elite, 8 and up, WWE. First time in the line, as it says on the side of the package, from Raw, February 28, 2000. How about that? Looking good. On the side, Steve Blackman, and then on the back, there's X-Pac in the corner, cross-sell, unboxing all these on the channel, tail of the tape, got the blurb. Let's see what it says about Mr. Steve Blackman here. From Anvil, PA. I have never heard of Anvil, so I cannot confirm if it's beautiful this time of year. Todd McFarlane, any help? Todd McFarlane, never been there either. Is it like by Altoona, PA? Maybe. You know, they got that weird pizza where they put like the cheese slices on top or something over there. What's going on with that, PA? I'm going to go to Pennsylvania and check that out myself. Height 6'2", 245 pounds. Finisher, the dreaded bicycle kick. Oh, watch out for that. Career highlights, Hardcore Champion. Known for his quick kicks and devastating strikes, the Lethal Weapon tapped into his lighthearted side as one half of the tag team. Head Cheese, never forget the Head Cheese. I don't know if we could just get an Al Snow figure, but I think Regime is coming out with an Al Snow if I'm not mistaken, so I guess we'll be on the lookout for that in the future. See you later, putting all kinds of spin on it there. What do we got in the baggy O'Doom from Mattel? Oh, we got X-Pac. We got some legs. See you later. Right off the screen. Goodbye. He's got legs. He knows how to use them is what he is. So we will put X-Pac together here. Now I'm just missing China as of filming. That's the only one I'm missing from this series. So hopefully I can track down China sooner rather than later. But there it is. The old Cheesehead himself. The old Cheese Master. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it in like Green Bay where they did the Cheesehead thing? It would make sense. Obviously, Wisconsin, the land of cheese. And I was just in Wisconsin in the last week, too. I've been all over the place, it feels like. And those Wisconsin folks love their cheese, as we know. Man, Steve Blackman really locked in here. Can I get in there? Can we get in deep? Got to go in deep with Mr. Blackman here. I wonder if he's repping a sharp cheese. You know me, I love a good sharp cheese. I'm on the hunt for the sharpest cheese I can find at grocery. I'm not going to spend $300 for a sharp cheese, though. Some people have said, oh, yeah, there's this one. It's like $1,000, but it's really good and aged. I'm like, well, I'm not spending $1,000 on cheese. I can tell you that much. But I do like a nice sharp cheese if I can find one. Got extra hands. A lot going on with this Steve Blackman. A lot of accessories, and it almost feels like they're not going to give us another Steve Blackman because they're really going all out on stuff here. But we'll see. See you later. Goodbye. Time will have to tell on that one. I think we'll get another one here, but I do appreciate all the extra incentives with this Steve Blackman. As there's a lot of accessories with this one, which makes it really fun. And for people that don't even want Steve Blackman, you might be able to use this with something else if you want to. But let's dive into it. Let's start with the hands. We get interesting gripping hands here. I'm not sure. Have we seen these kind of gripping hands in the past? They're to hold these baton sticks that he uses as a weapon. So we do have that going on. We do got 2 Fists of Fury. Makes a lot of sense for Steve Blackman. His fists will do the talking if you don't watch out. And I believe Steve Blackman's like a bounty hunter all these days. Pretty cool. Bounty hunters always get my respect out there. Of course, Brian Keith over there in AEW doing some great bounty hunting work this day and age. And then, of course, the greatest bounty hunter of all time, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Where do we get a Dog figure? I loved watching Dog back in the day. He'd always be like fighting and cussing and stuff. Then they'd always get him in the back of the car and they'd give him a cigarette and then they were like best friends. And then they're like, you know, they were going to kill this guy 10 minutes ago. And now they're like, we're going to try to get you bailed back out. You're a good guy. You got a good heart, even though they were just coming to fist and stuff. It was a wild time on that show. I do miss Dog. I do miss that Dog the Bounty Hunter. You do got the finger pointing hands here, though. What you gonna do if Steve Blackman comes for you? Hands here, and Steve Blackman looking good. Now we do get the hardcore title belt here. It's been a while since I've had a hardcore belt. Is this new? Is this a new belt? Is this a new mold for this belt? I'm trying to look here. No, it is not. It says 2012 on the inside. It's one of those belts we do not get very often, so it is fun when we get this. And it's one of the reasons somebody might pick this one up just for this title belt if they need it for a Mick Foley or something like that along the way. But cool to see the hardcore title right there. Here's the old block of cheese. He's truly a cheese head. A one-and-done accessory. Pretty darn cool. Mattel would go the extra lengths to give us this one here. It does fit on his head. I feel like I can't display Steve Blackman with this, but I feel like I can't not display Steve Blackman with this. It's a weird thing. I don't think I need 2 versions of this. But it is such a deep cut. It is so different. It's one of those figures. If you walk by, maybe you wouldn't give a second look to Steve Blackman. But if he's wearing a cheese head, you're like, wait a minute, who's the guy with the cheese head? So I don't know. But I do like this accessory. Pretty darn cool if you ask me. And then last but certainly not least, he does got these batons right here. Now, I do remember these batons specifically here, especially because Steve Blackman, he being Steve Blackman, he was a jobber in the WWE in like the 80s, somewhere in there. And then he went away and did other things, but then he came back. And when he was doing those other things, you know what he was doing? Well, it had to do with the yellow and black attack. And you know that means only one thing. Huge Striper fan. Walk that back. Not necessarily a huge Striper fan, but a bodyguard to Striper. Yes, Striper, those ladies all over him, they needed a bodyguard, and it was Steve Blackman, and he paid honor to them here with these batons. Somebody feel free to fact check it. I wouldn't. There's no way I just made that up right on the spot, did I? No way. There's no way, but check it out if you want to. But now we got Steve Blackman. And I gotta say, a sleeper figure so far here in 2026. This is a great looking figure. A little bit plain, obviously, but a great looking figure. They got his head sculpt to a T here. Love the beard going on. You got those very determined eyes. You got that kind of flat top black hair. Looking very good for this Steve Blackman figure. Really love the head sculpt. I love the body style on this one too. It's not skinny, but it's not overly big. It's, dare I say, just right for Steve Blackman. Muscles upon muscles, looking very good. You do get the white wrist tape there. He does got the chest here. Would have been better. Would have brought it to the next level if it was real fur chest hair. Just saying. But we do got chest hair with him here. And then you got the black kind of karate pants going down. And then you got the wrestling boots at the bottom and the black and red attack looking very, very nice. Just an all-around good-looking figure. Now, I do love the tan on him as well. A very good tan coloring. This is the color tan you want. You want to go darker to this, you're dangerous. You're dare on your way to blackface, which Steve Blackman's already danger with his last name. Is he's not a black man, but he's trying to get there with this tan. But he does look very, very good. Arms go all the way around for us here. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows playing all the hits. Hands removable back forth side to side. Head back forth side to side. Ab crunch. Waist articulation. Splits. Oh, we're tight. No, we're tight. I was hoping for the best here, but I can't. Oh, that left leg. Just too tight, won't go up. The right leg will go all the way up, but the left leg is too tight on my copy. I do not want to break it or anything. Leg does go up though. You got thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. Boots a little bit back and forth, side to side. Not a ton of articulation there. But just a little bit of trouble with the left leg. Your mileage may vary. Be interested to hear your thoughts if you got that issue. But besides that, this is, dare I say, a perfect figure. It's a first timer in the line, packed with accessories, good look, good size, some extra hands here just for those batons. Smooth as butter joints except for this one leg, and then a beautiful tan to put the chef's kiss on the end. This is a fabulous, fabulous figure. This Steve Blackman here. Really like this one. This might be at the top of the list when we do set rankings. Very well could be. Very nice Steve Blackman. And he does fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand. Use code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. How about that? A fabulous, fabulous figure. But we do have some Blackman from the past. In the Bone Cruncher days, we got to go all the way back to the Bone Cruncher days. Now, I did mention that I could see us getting maybe one more Steve Blackman, and I would assume, we know what happens when you assume, I would assume it would be this version here with the gi over the top. There's just enough meat on the bone here to give this maybe a run for it. So we'll see if that does happen in the future. Maybe a year, 2 years from now, depending how long his contract is. We'll see what happens. Maybe they could stick him in the Target Legends set. That's always a possibility. But we've had Blackman before, but we haven't had one this nice. Easily the best Steve Blackman figure of all time. We'll see what happens in the future here. But what's your future look like? You're picking this one up, passing, long game, no game, not so sure game? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. Let me tell you, there's a lot of content. You guys know that by now as well. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, Kyle Peterson Show, available every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for Steve Blackman, Monday Night Wars, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Found out a long time ago. You gotta learn to say yes when life says no.
See you later!